you've got to have a tenant covering that. You have one renter. Do they pay their rent on time? Any expense or any repair or any maintenance cost is probably going to come out of your dime. If that person moves out, you're in massive debt. You're taking 5 years to get $55K back. We've got 120 tenants in this property. We average 2 to 3x in about a 5-year period of time. This is why multifamily makes sense every single time. If you own a rental property or you've thought about buying a rental property, here's why that is a bad idea. Today, I'm going to show you all the hidden costs of owning a rental property or investing in single-family real estate, and I'm going to provide you an alternative way that makes way more money with way less headache and way less risk every single time. Most people think buying a single family home is an investment and they're gonna make money with it and it's a sound decision. But in today's economy, it's one of the worst investing mistakes that you could make, and there's ways to just make so much more passive income, have a lot more tax benefits, have a lot more reliability, a lot more predictability, and multiply your net worth way faster without involving any of your time. And that's what I'm gonna break down today. Before I do that, let's talk about the quick no's of single family real estate, or why an investment property would just be a bad idea. So let's start with this. The average home price in the United States is just under $500,000. When you go to buy a home, you're gonna put $100,000 down to have a little bit of equity, right? On that $500,000 property. You're gonna finance $400,000 and you're gonna have a $4,500 to $5,000 a month mortgage. So you've gotta have a tenant covering that. Let's say that you get $6,000 a month, which isn't going to happen, but let's say that you get $6,000 a month on that property. Your mortgage is $5,000 a month. At face value, you're taking home $1,000 a month. That's $12,000 a year. But you have to have a property management company, unless you're gonna do it yourself and make a job out of it. So you hire a property management company and they charge you $200 a month. So now you have a net of $800 a month. Is the home that you bought brand new and under warranty? Because if not, any expense or any repair or any maintenance cost is probably gonna come out of your dime. Then that's time you gotta spend repairing that. That's time you gotta spend coordinating with property management company or the renters, the tenants that you have in there. So now you're making $800 a month and you have liability from repairs and maintenance and things of that nature. Let's go into the next problem. You have one renter. How's their income? What's their job market look like? Do they have a stable income? Do they pay their rent on time? Do they pay their bills on time? Do they make 3 times the monthly rent? Are you in a state where the laws favor tenants rather than landlords, where a tenant can stay in for 2 or 3 months and not pay? You got to fight the court system that moves slower than a snail. These are all very realistic problems. Now, mind you, if none of that happens, you're grossing $1,000 a month, you're netting $800 a month after property management fees. If you have no maintenance costs or anything, you've got $9,600 a year coming in. Okay, so you're making 9.6% off of a $10,000 investment. Now let's look farther down the line. Let's look over a 5-year period. You make $9,600. Maybe the following year you get a little rent increase and you're getting $10,000. The following year you're getting $11,000. Following year you're getting $11,500. Following year you're getting $12,000. At the end of all of that, your average annualized return is $11,000. Off of your $100,000 investment, you've got $55,000 back at the end of 5 years. That's very realistic in having an investment rental. So one person might say, well, yeah, but you can Airbnb it. Yeah, and have your property destroyed by 20 different people and who they're bringing into the house every single month. Not all Airbnbers are the same. And yep, you've got some review protection. You can see what other Airbnbers have said about the people that are staying in their properties. I just talked with a lady that cannot get out from underneath her property that's been absolutely destroyed. She said, hey, I paid the same as everybody else here, but everybody else's houses look the same as mine, but they have long-term tenants in there, or they are living in their property. It's not abused like mine, and now I'm paying 30 or 40 grand to renovate and rebuild certain parts of my property, and I'm losing money. So like I said, there's a much better way that's completely passive, where you can multiply your money way faster with predictability on repeat at a higher level. So I'm gonna break that down in a second. Let's recap your single family rental property investment. You invested 100 grand. You got a mortgage you have to cover. If your tenant leaves, guess who's paying it? You, okay? If none of that actually happens, you're gonna have an 11% average annual return, accounting for annual rent increases of $25 to $50 a month. You're going to recover $55,000 out of your $100,000 investment. At that pace, it's gonna take you 9 years to get your entire amount of capital returned. Meanwhile, what I'm doing, I'm gonna get 4x in that same period of time. So now you're wondering, how, Ben? I'm gonna introduce to you multifamily real estate with a caveat. Not all markets can create this. You have to have access to the right deals and the right partners, and I do not do REITs. I never do REITs. okay? You get to be a passive investor in a very large luxury deal. That's the kind of property that sells to a private equity company or an institutional investor. You're investing in the very deals that banks and private equity companies buy and invest in, but you get to do it as an everyday individual. How do I know this? Well, we've got over 300 million in multifamily under management, and we have everyday people investing in deals where we average 2 to 3x in about a 5-year period of time. So now you're asking, how does that work? Break it down for me, Ben. So you've got two sectors. You've got multifamily value adds, and then you've got developments. Developments are where we build from the ground up. Okay, we're talking about a property like Lumen Woods here. Okay, take a look at Lumen Woods. It's a 240-unit luxury apartment complex in Lenexa, Kansas. This is a development. We already own the land. It's entitled. It's actually right next door to 289 units we just broke ground on. All right, this is set to be Kansas City's first AI-integrated luxury apartment complex. Now, if you look here, we've got all-in construction costs of about $58 million. But based on the current market and the rent growth trends in Kansas City being the highest rent growth area out of any metro area in the entire United States, we're looking at about an $85 million exit. So the math is the math. $58 million in, $85 million out, $27 million profit. So what we do is we go, hey, investors, based on our performance, our underwriting, and having done this several times, full market cycles, full deal cycles, we probably will be able to do around a 2.5x return to investors over a 5-year period. So that 100 grand 5 years later that you now have only recovered $55,000 of, we've recovered 250 grand of it. Where you're still at a $45,000 loss, we're at a $150,000 gain. We are more than 4x ahead of you. So when I said in that same period of time, I can do 4x more than you owning that single family real estate, it's because I've done it and we've done it on repeat. Then you've got value add deals. Value add deals are where they've got some cash flow. Usually the overall multiple is a little bit lower, but the cash flow is more immediate. So here's a deal called Douglas Place. This is 120 units that we bought a couple miles down from the office, all right? And some of the units we wanted to renovate, some of the units were already in just really good condition, and that created depreciation for us that we were able to extend to investors so they would pay very little taxes on their passive income, which is already at the most a 20% tax bracket, lower than what you are paying taxes on at your earned income W-2 or 1099 or salary job. Now, we are always designing economics a little bit differently based on what our investors want. So in the first year, and you can see this $100,000 model right here, that was projected to do a little over 5% in year one. But look at year two's distributions. This is some sort of BTS behind the scenes economics we were able to work out, where there's a large tax-free distribution projected to go back to investors at the end of the second year. So by the end of year two, we've already got more than 50% of capital back to investors. You're here chilling in your single family. We've got 120 tenants in this property. It doesn't matter if 5, 6, or 7 of them aren't paying their rent or if those units are vacant, but your little single family house, if that person moves out, you're in massive debt. You're taking 5 years to get 55K back and you've got 100 grand invested, and we're taking 2, all right? And then we continue cash flowing in year 3, year 4. We exit in year 5 for a projected multiple a little bit north of 1.8x. Meanwhile, you're gonna take almost a decade to just recover your capital. This is why multifamily makes sense every single time. Again, not all markets can create this. You have to have trusted partners on the right deals that have very integrated, detailed, conservative underwriting, have a track record of success, maybe are an Inc. 5000 company like what we are, okay, and have done this multiple deal cycles over. It has to be proven, all right? So every time, 10 times out of 10, I'm gonna choose a 300 unit multifamily deal where I've got security, where I already know that the kind of institutions that buy this are the big money players, the private equity companies, and the institutional investors. And if I can get in as an everyday individual, maybe like yourself, then I want a slice of what the bigger money, what the banks, what the private equity companies are buying. All right. And so you're able to actually get into these funds, whether you are an accredited investor or a non-accredited investor, you can get into deals like this. I just park my money and I get a check every quarter. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not trying to actively manage tenants or worry about repairs or be on the property management side or have to deal with any of that or somebody scratching paint in my single family home. I don't want to do that. If you're like me, you're busy, you have a job, you have a career. So I take that career money and I invest in multifamily real estate and I build up nice passive income on this side. That is a much better play than getting into single family. That's going to yield you much higher returns and much more wealth over the same period of time, if not shorter, okay? My name is Ben Ober, guys. If you're brand new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and smash that like button, okay? I have a company called the Capitalist Network. This is what we do. We literally design and incubate multifamily deals for our own clients, along with oil, other forms of real estate, leveraging precious metals, and building wealth like a true capitalist while paying little to no taxes legally, because we understand the game. If you want to find out a little bit more about the Capitalist Network and see if it might be right for you, click the link in the description. It'll take you to the page. You'll be able to find out some more info on there. Appreciate you guys. I hope you have learned, and I'll see you in the next video.